Hello everyone, welcome back to Matt and Steve SC. I am Matt.
And I'm Steve.
We are here back bringing you guys some awesome StarCraft games here in the MST, the MSL Survivor Tournament. I know we've been gone a while. I know you guys have been asking us to do casts. And to be honest, there really has not been a whole lot going on. A lot of preliminary games that are okay, but we're kind of getting down to it here. And the round of 48, so to speak, in the MSL with the 24 seeded players coming in versus the 24 qualifying players. So we are going to bring you Group 4 here. This is going to be Piano versus Best.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, we might spoil, actually we probably will spoil the first three groups. So if you haven't seen Group 1, 2, and 3, be sure to check those out. Group 1 has a lot of big names in there, Fantasy, Type B, much. So if you haven't seen those, go watch those. I believe either Moletrap or Collar casted those. And again, like Matt said, there haven't been a lot of games going on, but most of the games that have been going on have been commentated by either Diggity or Moletrap. I've still been commenting a lot pretty faithfully, so make sure you go check those guys' commentaries out if you haven't yet. Right. Anyways, as Matt said, this is the MST. This isn't necessarily the MSL proper, like round of 32, but as Matt said, it's about the round of 48. Just to give you guys a little bit of background how that works, this is the format where basically you have each player playing another player one game, and then the winner of that game gets to play the winner of the other game in a winner's match, and the winner of that moves on, and then the losers of the two matches play each other, and the loser or the winner of that match plays the loser of the winner's match in the finals match. So it's kind of complicated, but actually, in a way, it's a little simpler than the OSL, I think, in my opinion, just because the OSL is a best of 3,
right?
And then it's a different format.
See, I like it because if the player that you really want to win does happen to lose the first game, he's got 2 more chances because he can then win the loser's game, and then he can go on to the final match and try to win again. So it's actually kind of more exciting in my opinion.
Right, well, the OSL is a little more cutthroat in that only one person advances, and also in the OSL, they only seed the top 4 players. So if you make it to the round of 4, you get seeded into the round of 16, which definitely doesn't, you know, it's not certain that you're even going to make it out of that. So it's pretty cutthroat. The MSL is a little more laid back in that if you make it from 9th place to 30, what is it? I have it written down. 9th place to 32nd place. Basically, the round of 32, the losers from that make it into this round here, which is the MST. Right. So the players who placed 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th onto the 32nd place from the last MSL are going to be playing in this MST. And like Matt said, it's 48 players all fighting for 24 spots. So 2 of these players that you see today out of the 4 are going to move on. So it's basically 12 groups, and each group has 4 players in it.
You got it. Wow, that was a mouthful and very well said. Well, we have Best you're looking at right here. He is the Protoss on Destination, and Piano is going to be the Terran at the bottom. Just so we should mention the other game coming up, so to round out the final 2 players, it is going to be Fire Fist versus Lita. I'll talk about my predictions for that game. Lita! When we get to that next here. So Destination, historically a Protoss favored map as far as things go. You know, it's always one of those maps I always thought would be more Terran favored, and I guess it's because I've seen Terran kind of smack up some Zerg on this map, but it certainly switches around a little bit when it comes to Protoss. Right now, we don't see anything, you know, crazy going on. You see the Observer noting that there's no gas yet, which means there's going to be an early barracks. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we saw a gas steal. If you notice, Best sent out his probe really early. I probably should have mentioned it. It was before his 8th probe, which is usually when you put down a pylon. So he sent one of his earlier probes, maybe his 5th or 6th probe out there, and the reason he did that was to take that gas. Terran really needs the gas, I mean, just like any other race, so losing your gas early on is going to hurt you. And it looks like Piano is not going to take too many ACVs and try to get that gas down, so he's not too concerned right now. It was a pretty early gas steal, but that is going to hurt him if he doesn't. It looks like he's committed 2 SCVs now, and his barracks is going up, which is going to be the normal time for the barracks, but he's going to want to have his gas down pretty soon, and so unfortunately Best has kind of forced him into a way of playing that he doesn't want to play.
This is a really good move by Best because, I mean, normally the timing for the gas is not for probably about 20 more seconds or so, and especially if you want to try to get some offense out early, you know, you go for a barracks first, maybe send some Marines out to try to block the probe, or, you know, try to get, because the scout from Protoss normally comes a little bit later. So you can see all this time, you know, this is what, been about a minute so far of 3 SCVs not mining any minerals, losing that extra economy, and Best is over here with barely any health off, and he's going to steal again!
Oh.
Best! Double gas steal. That is brutal.
And I can tell you, Best is going to follow this up with an aggressive approach.
Yes.
It looked like he had 2 pylons in his base. He hadn't put down the cybernetics core yet, or the gas.
Going for 1 base.
So he might just be wanting to get another. Oh, and almost got a 3rd gas steal there. It looked like Best canceled it, basically, yeah. And the first Marine's out, so that probe's going to leave now. But you can see, yeah, 2 pylons, no gas. So it looks like, oh, actually, he's going for a fast expand,
Wow.
12 Nexus. So that's why he put the other pylon out. So basically, he's bought himself enough time where he knows that, you know, the Terran can't really put that many troops out without gas. They can't be putting out at least any tanks. So chances are he's gonna Piano's gonna be stuck in his base for a little while. Looks like the SCV getting trapped down the middle, but he is gonna scout this. And we've seen a lot of Terran players, when they scout this 12 Nexus, they get really aggressive. They pull a bunch of SCVs off and bring some bunkers and try to do, you know, like a bunker contain, basically, to take out that Nexus. And we've seen it pretty successful.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like Piano's going to do that. It looks like he's just going to let it go and take the fact that he's going to be pretty far behind when it comes to economy.
It looks like Piano, yeah, I was going to say he does have a nice block on his ramp, so there's not going to be any more scouting coming in because Best did run away with his probe, so that's very good to know. As far as things, there's a cybernetics core going up right now, so we are going to see the Dragoon, possibly a Dragoon coming out. Maybe 2 that are going to try to put a little bit of pressure on the ramp. We don't see any sort of block or anything from Piano, so I mean it's going to be easier to try to get up the ramp if he doesn't do that. If he doesn't put any supply depots at the top to try to block out here, we do see kind of a little mini attack coming in with some zealots, basically going to push back the Terrans back to the ramp and slip a probe through, or not. Okay, I guess there's no probe going through there. Good job. Wow, kind of pulling a lot of SCVs out for that.
Well, it looks like he might actually be committing to what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. I think it's a feint. I'm not sure, but he is bringing his SCVs out there pretty far, so if he's not, he's definitely wasting a lot of mining time.
Yeah.
And it looks like he might actually be going for it. He's got 6 Marines. He's going to probably try to put a bunker up. He feels like he's taking out the ones out, but there's a command center, so it's either just a fake or it's not all in. But I don't see why you would fake this and waste that many SCVs. So it looks like the bunker is going to go up. So he is definitely trying to actually do this. And he has a lot of SCVs to support. Oh, Best getting careless, losing a Zealot there. So if he can get this bunker up, he will be in good shape. But the problem is, Dragoons are going to be out pretty soon, and range is going to be slightly delayed, but not completely. It looks like SCVs are brought off the line, taking down some Marines. Vulture is there to help, though. Vulture is going to assist, and that Dragoon is not being microed at all. It's just sitting there getting owned. And it looks like a lot of, actually, Best doing a decent job with his probes, though. Killing all his Marines. None of the Marines have gotten in so far. Amazing that Best has fended this off with only, wow, killed every single Marine, so total failure by Piano.
I would say that's good on Best, but Piano wasn't microing his Marines at all. He was sitting there with his Marines, probably while he was trying to micro his Vulture up from below. And, I mean, granted, he got a couple probes and killed a couple units, but that was an ultimately failed attack in which he lost, what, 6 SCVs? He's over here right now trying to get his